Hi, Mixed Emotions. We are back very quickly.
This is our second take because I cut my wife off right when she was doing the introduction, and I said Happy Labor Day to everyone. So she's giving me a chance to say it now. Happy Labor Day. I had a little early day today, so we're gonna make another video today.
Right. So today we're gonna talk about kind of a topic that's been floating around a little bit, but it's self-hate and how we have been accused of that, or how we have dealt with people saying that and what we have said in response to that.
Self-hate.
So what would you describe self-hate as?
For
those out there that I've never heard that term.
I think it's self-explanatory. I think somehow, some way, I'm deep down, I don't like myself.
Based on your race?
Not based on my race. It's based on who I date or marry.
Well, no, but I mean, like, in general, the term self-hate means that you hate yourself based on what color you are, what gender you are, things like that, right?
I believe so. Hold on just a second. Let's get that fact. Okay, Google. I need the definition of self-hate.
Here's the definition of self-hatred. Intense dislike of oneself.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Google.
Thanks, Google. Appreciate that. I don't know how I would dislike myself.
So what has been said to you to where this topic even came up?
It's been said to me in this topic, in this format of, why do you date white girls? Why do you marry white girls? And that's kind of weird to me because this country was kind of built on like separating us, like everybody say segregated. Blacks stay with blacks, whites stay with whites. But once laws got passed, people fought and bled in the streets, protested, just like we're protesting now on the streets. Civil wars and stuff happened, stuff like that. For us to be free in the country and do as we please, not just be free just to go to work and make money and take care of our families. We can do what we want besides breaking the law.
Doesn't that also mean you're free to love who you
Yes, that is also strangely a law in this country.
And it took a while for that to be a law. LGBTQ people have had to have Supreme Court decisions on them being able to marry one another. Blacks and whites, interracial relationships, period, had to have a Supreme Court decision called Loving v. Virginia that decided
the anniversary that just passed here.
Yes, yeah. That decided that interracial marriages could exist, that white people and black people could get married and have babies and be a normal family, basically.
Right. But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be people on both sides, black, white, or otherwise, that have a problem with it still.
Correct, yeah. And I think that's what this episode is about.
Yes. So let's just try to work it out. Let's just try the best we can.
Work it out.
I'm no doctor or nothing like that, so I'm not trying to say I'm the smartest person, but I'm just going by off my experiences in my life. I'm just telling you about me. But other black dudes, I don't know them, so I can't answer their questions.
Well, like you said to me earlier, one of the most hurtful things you can say to a black person as another black person is, "Oh, you're not black."
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, this is why I don't call people coons or Uncle Toms and stuff like that, because phrases have been thrown at me like that in my life, and I know how I felt when I heard it. I know my skin color doesn't change.
Right.
On who I decide to marry my skin color is still the same. I get pulled over, the police still call me a black male. So for another black person to say you ain't black,
or you don't like yourself,
or I have self-hate, that's kind of weird to me.
Or you hate other black people.
Yeah, it's not true. Why for me to hate other black people, you would see me in those Trump rallies,
right,
going against other black folks and standing up for their rights. Like, I'm not that guy. So why would I not be for my own people? I'm still African American. I'm still 93% Nigerian. Yeah, I looked it up. I mean, I've always wanted to know where I'm from and stuff like that. I still want to learn more about my people and where I'm from.
Tribe,
man, I'd love to know my language. I would love to know my language.
Right. So, the way that I've had this happen to me, which is it's weird, but I mean, I've had family members ask me like, why don't you date within your own race? I've had family members say to me, well, yeah, I've dated black people, but I knew not to bring them home. I had a white guy say to me on the internet when I was a kid, oh, look, a black guy got one of our white women. And
you were owned by white people?
I get
white men?
I guess that's what I'm saying, because I've heard that reverse too, where black people would say, oh, look, she's got one of our black men. And I just want to throw out there that white guys don't own white women. White women don't own white men. Black women don't own black men. And black men don't own black women. We don't own each other. That's just our skin color. That is just the amount of melanin we have as people, as human beings. We're all humans. We're all the same species. So saying you own somebody, like that's my woman or our women, our men, that's demeaning someone to property value, and that's dehumanizing to me. It's a personal opinion.
Well, it's devaluing, and it's also the fact that it's still separate. It's still in the separatist movement. It's like,
right.
You don't supposed to touch our women, or you ain't supposed to touch our men. From what the last thing I checked, I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but all women, unless you're born with a vagina and a penis, have a vagina, and men are mostly not gay men, but men are mostly attracted to women with vaginas, not their skin color.
Right. I think that is.
I didn't see her skin color first.
No, you didn't.
No. I didn't know she was white when I was going to meet her.
Right. That's true.
Like, I didn't hunt her down. I was introduced to her.
Right. And I think it would have been more, I guess, racist to not date me based on my skin color.
Like,
she's white. I can't be with her.
Maybe you need to come out. This is something that's said.
Yeah.
In the black community and the white community. So, like, if we're gonna address it, we might as well address it. Like, there's a lot of people. Like, even growing up when I was in school, there's a lot of people who said, "Why you like white girls? Or why not? Why? Why not?"
But you have dated black women,
yes,
or tried to in school and as an adult.
I've been shut down many times by black women, but I mean, hell, everybody gets shot down.
True.
I'm not the sexiest guy in the box, but I'm not afraid of anybody. Like, if in my dating days, if I thought you looked good, I'd say something to you. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to bring this up, but because it's embarrassing. But when we first met, he told me that he accidentally almost dated one of his cousins. So, so obviously, that's my fault. From is attracted to black women. That's funny. It's funny. I did that style. I didn't think you was gonna bring that up.
She's a very beautiful woman.
But I didn't know she. But that's another story because that was another thing. Growing up, I wasn't really around a lot of my family members either.
Right. So you didn't even know that was your cousin.
I didn't know. Then when I realized, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you went to
don't talk. Just don't talk to me. I'm so sorry. I'm going home. Can I get that plate of barbecue right quick?
He was at a family reunion.
Man, something like that. My wife, she broke it up. I was mad before this, but I'm pretty cool now. But that was the shit I tried to step to the wrong girl. And that's another problem that I had growing up. I wasn't around my family a lot. It was just, we was all kept to ourselves. So that probably can arise if you don't know who your family is. So
I grew up in small town Arkansas, so it was pretty easy to not date your cousin.
Yeah, that's even more funny because
I never did date my cousin, but I've had cousins that like didn't know who their other cousins were and tried to date them in college, and then were like, "Oh crap!" once they talked to their family.
That's an Arkansas joke too. We say that, but half my family from Arkansas.
We're both from Arkansas.
Now I'm from Oklahoma. She's from Arkansas.
His dad's from Arkansas.
My dad is from Arkansas, and my mom's from Arkansas. Yes.
Yeah.
So hey.
So the reason this.
Thank God it didn't happen.
The reason we decided to talk about this topic, though, is someone in your family this morning brought up an incident that happened a long time ago where they thought you said that you did not like black women. Can you explain that situation?
I'm still, to this day, confused, like, from what this person told me about what I said to them. I'm still confused about that. So it's kind of that's still up in the air for me. But I'm not the one to tell somebody what their perception is of what my conversation is. So if that person thought that I said I don't like black women, that's totally false.
What actually happened, though? Like, what situation were you describing?
I think I was talking about a girl that I brought home from a date. And the woman, I took the woman out, we had a nice dinner conversation, and brought her back to the house like normal dates do, but when you're not married. I wasn't married to you, okay?
Right. No, I didn't even know him at this time.
Okay. Am I safe by telling?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to get mad at you for pre-me things.
You don't know. She might be setting me up.
No.
Let me hold your arms down. Hold on. Well, dates go by dates go. So come back to the house. Everything's everything. And this young lady tells me that she's going to go home, get her daughter, bring her back to my house that I pay for. She's going to live in my home for free without having to work. And I'll go out and work and take care of her and her child and my son at the time. I was a single dad at the time. It was just me and my son. That sounds crazy. I don't give a I don't care. Excuse me, I almost cussed. I try not to cuss so much because my wife, she's Christian type. She don't want to be cussing in the air all the time.
I just don't want our daughter's first word to be a cuss word like our son's almost was.
Anyway, so that's what I was told. So the color doesn't matter of what the person is.
Right.
I think that was off. Like our first date or two, and you going to tell me I don't want to meet your kid. First of all.
Like you didn't let her meet.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm like, first of all, I don't want to meet your kid. Second of all, you're not moving in my house for no reason. I don't even know you like that.
This was your first date?
Yes.
Okay.
So I swiftly said she can go and never talk to that particular female ever again. So I'm trying to figure out
so you had that conversation with this.
Yeah, because it was crazy to me.
Right. So
I'm still a truck driver. I was a truck driver then too. So I'm talking to my sister and I say, "You know what happened? Check this shit out." I said, "Shit."
Oh well.
And then I told her about it, and then she took it as I don't like black women. I'm very lost, but I guess I can talk to my sister about that. I don't know. That's weird. But I've heard many people say you don't like, why don't you like black women? And that's so far from the truth. But I am a married man. I've been married for 8 years, been together for 10. So if I was with any woman, no matter the color, how would that woman, like if I was hunting other females while I was with him?
Right.
Or how would I like for my wife to be looking at other dudes running around? I mean, as we're together.
We wouldn't.
Just because someone else said she should do that.
Right.
I'm a loyal person. So if you're loyal to me, I'm loyal back. So it has nothing to do with our color. Now, our problems might have to do with our color, but we can deal with that as a couple, as people. But the fact that I hunted her down, and just because she was white, that doesn't hold water.
Like we were set up. We didn't know each other's color necessarily. Like the guy that set us up, our friend John, he actually asked me like, "Hey, do you even date black guys?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't care, you know." So I mean,
as long as they look like.
As long as they look like you. No.
I'm just playing.
No. No, but I mean, this is an issue that.
This is a tough issue. Here.
I would say all interracial couples have to deal with. Like.
It's part of it, yes.
From our own race, we're always questioned, like, well, why are you with that person? Do you not like our people? And honestly, I don't want to say like I didn't even consider it, but to me, like, just like love is love with gay people, love is love with interracial people. Like, you can't help who you fall in love with and who you like and who you're attracted to.
I think it's ridiculous that in 2020. No, let me take that back, because this year is kind of messed up.
This year's crazy.
That this subject is still a topic, but it's still something that people are uneasy about.
Right.
As a grown person, as a 21, if you're 21 years old or older, if you live on your own and you pay your own bills and you work and you're not bothering anybody, you don't really have to answer to anybody.
Right, and that's the other thing, like, we're not with each other to make other people mad or to make other people happy.
So guess what?
We're happy.
I give a goddamn.
We're happy together. So that's really all that matters. Our children are happy. Our children are healthy. They will grow up loving everybody, no matter their skin color or gender or anything about them.
Let's hope so.
That's our goal. That's our goal.
We in that area, we nobody's perfect parents, so you never know. We always want our children to be better than us, so you never know what happens with them. But they have their own people too.
Right.
If one of my oldest boys brings home a dude, what do you think I'm gonna say?
I'll be like, "Hey, what's your name?"
Really? You never told us.
Right.
Okay, cool. Well,
which is fine.
I got some questions though. You know, and then ask some questions and move on.
I'm not gonna hate my kid.
Why would I hate him for?
Right. I'm not gonna hate my kid. I'm not gonna throw him out or any of that based on who he ends up loving or she ends up loving. You know?
Hey, each is their own.
Right. But I kind of want to get some discussion going with this. Like, has this happened to you in your lifetime? Were you discouraged from getting in a relationship with someone because they were a different race than you? I have a friend that I used to work with that broke up with his girlfriend because she wasn't Vietnamese like him. He said it was like...
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. Because he asked me, he was like, well, how did you make it work with your husband? Because you aren't the same, you know? And I was like, I said, well, at the end of the day, if your family is truly against this, you kind of have to think about, this is kind of morbid, but I was like, you kind of have to think about the end of your life and who you want there for you. Like, most likely, your parents aren't going to be there on your deathbed. So, are you living your life for them or are you living it for yourself? So, you really need to do what makes you fulfilled or happy.
Right.
Don't live your life trying to make other people happy, I guess is the moral of that story.
Right.
So,
I just remember, Martin Luther King and a lot of his speeches, and one of the speeches, he said, little white children, little white black boys, and little black white girls can walk down the street without having any problems, something like that. I'm not a historian, so I can't just making up my version of what I heard.
Right.
So it confuses me to no end when I have people that look like me step to me and say, "What are you doing?"
Or you're not black.
You're not black.
You hate yourself, or
like,
you hate your culture.
How I'm here to have these discussions for my culture. So just because I'm married to a white woman doesn't take away from my skin color.
No, and a goal of this channel or platform was to bring us together. It wasn't to further the divide that is happening right now and has been happening. It was to say, hey, black people are just the same as us. Like, yes, we have different cultures, but that doesn't mean we're so different that we can't get along, that we can't understand each other, that we can't empathize with each other, that we can't advocate for each other.
Yeah, our journeys as cultures were way different.
Way different.
But to heal and move forward, you can't forget your past. So therefore, we talk about it.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about how to come together and move forward.
And that's our goal.
That's pretty much our goal.
But yeah, like our page, like our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please.
Hit the button.
Yeah. And just let us know what you think about this, because I know we're not the only people that deal with this in their families and in their relationships.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. You got one more thing to say?
Get a black friend.
All right. Love y'all.